Let's start the session today. Welcome to the Sustainable Consumption and Production. Semester 6, of course, you got a double promotion from 5 to 6 because of the current situation. 2018 B2 Manufacturing and Mechatronics, both the batches. So today happened to be the day 1, and I just put here as the lesson 1. So hope we can have a very happy and very useful knowledge sharing sessions under this module named Sustainable Consumption and Production. Again, this is a wonderful subject. Wonderful subject means this is actually, as I mentioned to you in yesterday, environmental management and cleaner production session. So this is also part of your job. And also this is quite related to our lifestyles and all. So we have to inquire this subject, inquire into this sustainable consumption and production. The inquiry is very important. If you cannot hear me, just you can send a message or send a chat message, or even you can talk. You can interrupt the class and you can talk if you cannot hear the voice, or if you cannot see the slides. Yeah, you can raise your voice. That is all right. So this is a very important subject. This is a very important subject, and we will see how to review this. So we have 3 keywords here. Okay, so we will review this first. Yeah, review. So we have 3 keywords, but in your manufacturing timetable, I have noticed that sustainable consumption and cleaner production. So it's not that way. The module name is Sustainable Consumption and Production. For manufacturing students, they have this subject environmental management and cleaner production, but for mechatronics students, they don't have this environmental management and cleaner production subject. So if mechatronics also can have that subject, I think it is not necessary to have a separate sustainable consumption and production, because we can incorporate this into the same environmental management and clean production subject. Yeah. Anyway, it's all right. So good to see you all, Putala, here in Sustainable Consumption and Production session. So this is the situation. Okay, so mechatronics. So this is the unique session you are having, but for manufacturing, they have the opportunity to have more wider and deeper scope through the learning of environmental management and cleaner production as well. So we will keep some variance, and variance means, so here the manufacturing, they are learning environmental management and cleaner production. So whatever they have learned, let them learn, and we will make sure that this is not the same, but this is something more enriching. Okay, so it's fair for your timing and all, right? Yeah. And the other thing is the way this subject is flowing. We have a syllabus, so we will take syllabus as a guideline, same for environmental management and clean production. So we have a syllabus, but anyway, syllabuses are syllabuses, but when it comes to knowledge sharing, so it is something like adhere to the syllabus or the module framework, and then exploring the knowledge. Because in the curriculums, it's not mentioned what to teach or anything. So we have to explore this. Okay? So don't worry. So we will be heading for a wonderful sessions. And I believe you all will have this participation throughout the sessions, not only for the DY. So as usual, I will do the recordings and I will update it for your easy reference for those who missed the classes. Yeah. Back to what I mentioned, the 3 keywords: sustainable, consumption, production. Okay, quite familiar words: sustainable, consumption, production. Okay, but here the sustainability of consumption and production. So I will take and production, sustainable, consumption and production. So 3 keywords you can see somehow. Sustainable, consumption, production. Okay. So we will understand this and we will try to go a little beyond these words and to have some reasonable sense of this. Yeah. Reasonable sense of this. We will try to have. So the 3 keywords. Yeah. I think consumption is more familiar to us. So let me take the word consumption. You know, both of us are technical, so we have no much philosophical exposure of these words. Okay, yeah. Even there can be philosophies behind consumption. You have to have that knowledge really. Philosophies behind consumption. So we used to consume, but how come there are philosophies behind consumption? Yeah, that is something we should explore, because if we do not have the right philosophies, if we do not have the right philosophies about consumption, it will be a question for our lifestyles as well. Okay, question for our lifestyles. So not many, including you and me, okay, have this thoughtful view about consumption. Thoughtful view about consumption. So that's why. So that's the issue really. We don't have thoughtful view about consumption. Yeah. So because we are ignorant of consumption. We are ignorant really. Okay. Yeah. So this is a new knowledge for all you and me, but this knowledge belongs to us only. We are ignorant. Check the spelling. Most of the time. when it comes to consumption, we are ignorant, that's why. So we can learn any subject, but if we don't feel the ownership of this subject for us, okay, so we are always neglecting this piece of knowledge, and we are ignorant, and there is a waste of time we are spending on learning this. Okay, so we have to have something like an internalized knowledge. That's why. So this, I believe, this will be enlightening all of us. So philosophies, the view, the thoughts about consumption. So we are ignorant most of the time when it comes to consumption. That's why we are trapped in this, how to say, this commercialized societies. We are trapped, okay, of this world, in this commercialized world, because of our ignorance. So these are the key words here. Yeah. Lifestyles, ignorant. It's a question. Okay. Actually, it is more than a question, it's a problem. Okay, it's a problem. So some keywords again here. Philosophies. Yeah. Behind consumption. Ignorant. So we are trapped in this commercialized world. Yeah. So in which, not to say in which. Yeah. So if we are trapped, means our world is commercialized. If we are trapped, means our world is commercialized. World means for individuals, their world is different. Their ideas, perceptions different. But in general, most of us, okay, we are living in a commercialized world. That's why. So this is the trapped. Because the reason is we are ignorant. I have to check the spelling. We are ignorant about consumptions. The idea so that's why. So unless we have idea about consumption, unless we have right opinions for ourselves about consumption, it's a problem for us. Okay, it's a problem for us. Yeah. So, but this is the situation. Okay. This is the situation. So, for consumption, so I will add one more here. consumption is always linked with money and wealth. Now, okay, now in nowadays world, okay, this consumption is tied up with money. Consumption is tied up with money. Okay? So this is the other trap. Okay, this is the other trap. Okay, yes. Consumption is tied up with money. That is okay. Consumption is tied up with money. So that's why now we are talking even about earn for living. Earn for living. This is a problem. Yes. This is a problem. Earn for living is a problem. It is not for life, for living. Okay? It's for living and it's not for life. Not for life. Understand, Bhutana? Yes. Isn't this a problem? Isn't this a problem? This is a problem. This is a problem. That's why people wrote about these things. Some people wrote the books, yeah, to get the okay. So even people are talking about this because some even they are writing books about this because consumption, okay, money, wealth, all have some philosophical aspects. Okay, so I will share some more information before moving forward. Maybe some about some books and stories just to justify this. Okay, justify this. So, I'm going to share the screen. This is the PDF drive. So, this is a free books. This is a very good website. there. So you can see one book here. Live below your means. The art of living with very little money. People wrote this because money, living, okay? So those become mostly a problem, okay? Those become mostly a problem. Also, there are writers like Robert Kiyosaki, I think Robert T. Kiyosaki. Yes, Kiyosaki. So they are talking different things. See, guide to financial freedom. Because consumerism, consumption, became a problem and it's connected with money and you have to earn money. Okay, so again about the financial. So they are talking about the money side of this. See, rich dad and poor dad. Okay, about money. We have to understand what money means. But in this subject, we are not going to understand money. But these books you can download anytime. Okay, so Rich Dad and Poor Dad is a very good book. I had this maybe 10, 15 years ago, but now I lost it. Those days my understanding may be different. Yeah. So Rich Dad and Poor Dad. So you can see. So they are talking about the philosophies behind money. Okay, see, this is translated into different languages, even 12,000 downloads, because people, okay, Rich Dad, Poor Dad for teens. See? So downloads, many downloads. So Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And I'm going to download this. See, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Now you can see. I have 14 is only this one. See, this is the one. So I will try to download this. Yeah, because this one even you can download. Because this philosophical understand is actually philosophical means you are internalizing and you are getting something for your life. Okay, so I can download this. Okay, see, it's downloaded. So even our knowledge about finance is even like teen knowledge, so you can have this downloaded. Okay, so let me go back to this. So let me go back to this. So consumption. Please, you have to understand what consumption means. Okay, consumption generally has a linkage with needs. Okay, has a linkage with needs and sometimes with greeds as well. Yes. So even linkage with needs, consumption, this is a problem. Example, let's see, for everyone, once you become adults, you may be going for building your own house. So it's a need. But if this need connected with greeds, maybe for lifetime you're paying for your house. But anyway, these philosophies are important. Okay, so consumption has linkage with needs and greeds. Okay, consumption. So then even linkage with needs, it's a problem. Greeds, it's a problem because all tied with money. So this is the issue. Money, all tied with money. So then you lost, okay? You lost your directions for life even because you have to earn money somehow. So your life becomes earning money, doing a job, no time for retirement. Because of the fear, you are going for insurance plans. Even you are going for retirement plans. Me too. Okay. And then there is a fear of living. Fear of living. This makes lost the value and the goodness of life. So this is in general, this is happening to everyone. Okay, that's why understanding consumption is important. Okay, and this is today one is just the approach, just the approach. So this is different from yesterday one, but of course technology, finance, everything included here, don't worry. So this is what we have not noticed. Okay, the ignorance to the fullest. Ignorance or complexities to the fullest. Okay, happiness is a dream only. Stresses become reality. So that's why, so very important to have some philosophical understanding about consumption. Okay, so we can tell a lot of stories. Even, yeah, the consumption has other psychological aspects also there. Let's say sometimes if you buy a car, of course you have the required You can specify what car you need, but you are over specifying it with other requirements. Maybe you have to, it's a pleasure to drive a big car for someone, maybe new brands, high-tech vehicles. So somehow you can see some added needs when you go for consumptions. Okay. So even restaurants, when you go for meals, you have choices. Okay. Even department stores, you are going to buy goods, you have choices, one over the other. Some are not stepping into simple retail shops. Okay. So we have, those are some added, okay, added unnecessary interest bringing you troubles. Yeah. But anyway, we have to live in this world, we have to live in this society. So society become complicated, different dimensions of interest. Some interests really have no value, but become standard. If you are buying a dining table, there should be standard. If you are buying a sofa set, now the standards different. If you prepare your floor in your house, maybe doing tiles and all, so all become standards now. So standards, who set the standards? The commercial world set the standards. Even your brand of food, or if you are buying some milk packs or whatever, you can see the brands are dominating. Brands are dominating. So with this, all the consumption connected with your monthly earnings, so you are not financially independent. Same, me also the same. Okay, me also the same, and there is no limit of fulfilling this consumerism, the needs of consumption. Okay, there is no limit. So this is the situation. So sometimes even you're learning of this subject to get the certificate may be related to your job securities, promotions, money, and finally, ultimately, this leads only for the consumption for some. But anyway, it's a pride to have a good knowledge and certificates, yeah, degree certificates, lifelong learning, all important, but the true importance has been lost because of this ignorance. Yeah? Because of this ignorance. But if I did not mention these things up front, we will miss the bottom line of this learning. And finally, you may have high-tech and scientific knowledge, very formal standard knowledge, but it is not internalized. You can okay to talk about this, but you are not living up to that. අපි පන්සල් වලටත් වෙලා තියෙන්නේ ඒක. හාමුදුරුවෝ හොඳට දන්නවා බණ කියන උනාට හාමුදුරුවන්ටවත් they cannot follow the doctrines. Yeah, the reason is this: the philosophies are not internalized. No vision, ignorance are to the fullest. Ignorance කියන එකට a bitter word is moha again. Moha. So moha, there of course it has more meanings. Maybe one comparison is one thing, compare one over the other, that is one thing. So it is really goes with consumption. Yeah. So these are the things within us. So we have to undo something, we have to uninstall something, and we have to install something also. මේක තමයි අස්පස් කරනවා කියන්නේ. අස් කරන්න දේවල් තියෙනවා, ගන්න දේවල් තියෙනවා. So That's why this subject we can have a very good, how to say, vision. We can have a very good view for the life if you really make use of this. Even you can write articles about this, of course, not to link with any, but to share your opinions about consumption. Okay. And people have written books. I mentioned that Rich Dad Poor Dad, how to live without money, how to balance your finance, how to live below the earnings, how to save money, because all become problem. Yeah. Sad to say. Okay, sad to say. But this is the situation. So we are trapped. So if this helps to at least get eased from the trap. You know, trap means ugulakian. In Sinhalese we call ugula. Trap is dangerous. It's risky. It's life-threatening. Trap. So this is the situation. So this is about consumption, and I'm going to share some stories about consumption. Let's say little stories. That is okay. But this is not about my story. Eh? Yeah. So when it comes to consumption, I also don't have much valued philosophies. I also do not have. Even though our life is simple, yeah, even though our life is simple, our valued philosophies may not be there. So I'm not sharing my story because I have no story to share with you about consumption. But I have the stories of others. Okay. So this is one story. This is unforgettable one. I have a friend of mine. Yeah, yeah, he's a he's a wise person one way. He's 1 year senior to me. He's an engineer. He earlier worked for Sri Lankan Airlines. Then he worked for Singapore Airlines. Then he worked for Emirates. Now he's a consultant for airline industries and he's living in UK. He has a policy. Okay, he has a policy. Even he's writing his own biographies nowadays. He has a policy. He called this minimum spending policy. Minimum spending. So, policy. This is his policy. That's why I have no stories. So, policies. Minimum spending means this is related with money and consumption. Okay? Minimum spending policies. Yeah. So, I'm asking you not to follow this, but that's how people are doing sometimes. Okay, minimum spending policy. So he's quite funny, not to say funny sometimes. Yeah, he's different guy. Okay, he never buys branded clothes. Okay, he never buys branded clothes, but he wear good clothes. Yeah, but he wear very good, decent clothes. So he has no respect for any brand. Also, occasionally smoker. Check the spelling. Occasionally smokes and drinks, but never spends for smoking and drinking. Okay, he has a house in Candy. Okay, and he manage wider empty spaces, having just sufficient furniture of his choice. Yeah, of his choice. It's a single story house. Story. Okay, single story. Spelling may be okay, eh? House. Color washed in white. Hunugalati. Okay, whitewashed. Even curtains are white. Okay, so maybe with some technologies. Yeah, he's technologically strong. So he may have for the lifestyles, maybe sustainable energy solutions for his houses also have. People have, yeah. So these were in practice since his younger days. Now he is old, but maybe in practice for over, let's say, 3 decades. 3 decades. And those days even he didn't have a car, but his lifestyle is quite okay. He didn't have a car. Well-read person, well-educated. So his English is so good that, and he's a Tamil person, he's a Tamil Christian, his English is so good that when I go there, I used to talk with him in Sinhala because his English is too good. Yeah. So well-read people. Yeah. Sometimes he slept in railway stations. Yes. And no difference. Okay. No difference. Sleeping at his own house. People are different. Okay. So he's a very close friend of mine. So he's a family friend. I know about him well, and he has 2 kids. And they are genius. They are genius. So cannot understand, but you say consumption. So because their life objectives are different. The life is not about consuming. So I'm not asking you to stop consumption, but let's have our own policies. This is story. Story 1. Okay? Story 1. So if you like to have one more story. One more story. Okay? One more story maybe. Okay? Children of, let's say children of Mr. Ananda Krishnan. Do you know Ananda Krishnan? So, let me share the screen first. Krishnan. So I will go to Wikipedia. Ananda Krishnan. His parents are Sri Lankans. Okay. His net worth is $7.1 billion. Okay. And the third wealthiest in Malaysia and number 217 in the world. Can you imagine? He is flying his own private jet. And if you can remember, Sri Lankan telecom shares 51% earlier sold to Japan. From Japan, he bought this 51% and developed Sri Lanka telecom. So you can talk about this. So they are entrepreneurs. See entrepreneurships. So you can learn about him. Because learning about people means gaining something for us. Okay, learning about people. Okay, you can gain something. That's why. So you know he's a very famous guy. His children. Eldest son. Is a monk. Lived in Thailand. Forest monastery. Okay. Okay. As we know, never oh, expects a single cent from his father. Younger one daughter. You observe this. So later I will come for a very good business also, business model as well. Daughter. Okay. A nun. Okay. Lived in Thailand. Forest monastery. Yes. Same like her brother. Lifestyles. So I would say these are lifestyles. Okay. Lifestyles and philosophies of lives of children of Mr. Ananda Krishna. Okay. About father. father. Frequently. Okay. Can be seen frequently in the brickfields temple in Malaysia with no bodyguards and just sitting sometimes on the pavements. Lifestyles, but he is the third richest in Malaysia. His employees, there are a lot of top class executives, mostly Europeans, working under him. So his ancestors, his generations, earlier ones from Sri Lanka, and he's a great guy. Different people. They are not following trends. They are trendsetters. Okay? They are trendsetters. Yes. So today is the first day, so we have to look into this as well. But we follow the trends. They are the trendsetters. Yeah, that's why. We are ignorant, they are not ignorant. They can bear the wealth. They can bear the wealth. While they being as they are. Yes. And that wealth really supports the socio-economic development of their own countries. Not only their own countries, even for Sri Lanka. He did one of the biggest investment ones in telecom sector. Yes. Stories. Okay. We can learn about this. Richest person in Sri Lanka. Another story. Mr. Dhammika Pereira. All know. Not about his family. Brought into this country, Sri Lanka, hundreds of garbage loaded medical wastes, garbage, medical waste and all, containers. Can you see the difference? Yes. Can you see the difference? That's why. So it is not about being rich or being poor, or being wealthy or being non-wealthy. Yes, it is not about that. Anyway, we talk about the philosophy about the consumption. Of course, he may have some different earning objectives out of this garbage bringing into his own country. So, quite funny, quite funny. So, another story, you explore this. Steve Jobs. Yes. They have visions for their lives. Okay. Being wealthy is not an issue. Didn't make him blind. And he is a philosopher. He's a philosopher. He's an innovator, entrepreneur, billionaire. And he is, how to say, he's a very wise person. Yeah, very wise. Not I says, but the people says. Eh? Right. Yeah. And on top of all, a great human. You know, Apple versus Samsung. Apple gadgets. Apple protected the privacy and the disciplines. These are the policies. So they didn't do business, but they received a lot of money for what they have done. Yeah. They didn't do any business or deals, but of course, they produce something for the betterment of the society. Yeah. So you can say a lot of stories. If you need to look into further stories, okay, you go to PDF drive, Quartz, download this. Quartz. Let's say best quartz. The great book of best quartz of all the time. Yes, even I have downloaded. You can download. Yeah, quartz, best quartz. Yeah, this one. This is a very good one. Yeah. You can download this. Sabdhanayavati. Are you all there? I think also here. Yes, PDF download. Today signal looks very good. I'm using the same router, same facility, but today looks okay. No interruption so far. You have to download this because you are, compared to me, you are very young. So you have the opportunities to groom your life. Okay, groom your life. To improve your life, to upgrade your lives. But our time are simply passing. Yes, the great books. So I will go to SteveJobs. These are wonderful. That's why. SteveJobs. Understand them. Yes. Understand. Understanding their quotes at least bring some values to us, because their understanding becomes our understanding as well. If we can understand at least 30% of what they have said. See, he said, I would trade all my technology for an afternoon with Socrates. See. You can go through this. Okay? So many things. So those are some selected quotes. So see, my job is not to be easy on people. My job is to make them better. Actually, their mindsets make them very powerful, very energetic. Yes, he's no more, but he's a very enlightened person. And I would say these people are immortal. Their lives, they are no more, but they have gained, means they are okay. They have gained whatever they need to gain. It's not only about the inventions or innovations. These great philosophers, so they are almost enlightened people. So if they are going in the samsara or the life after life, he will be in very good shapes. No issues at all. That's why. So they are very great, clean, wonderful people with attitudes of life. And our richest one, even he brought one, I think, very expensive vehicle. Yeah. So that is okay because his money. But yeah, we have no right to criticize the others' dreams and all. So even if you can buy the richest vehicle here, we are okay, no issues. But anyway, life needs philosophies. So most of the philosophies initially at least should be at this consumption, money and wealth. That is very important. Okay, so that's a story about consumption. So we didn't talk about sustainable consumption yet. This is our personal reflections. So I have to share one more story. Okay. Story of Air Asia. Do you know Air Asia? It's a miracle, you know. It's a miracle. It's a miracle. So, story of Air Asia. Give me a second. Give me a second, Putana. This is a very young airline, not like Sri Lanka. It's a very old one. So Asia is a very young airline. They have hundreds of aircrafts. Okay, and the world best, they call it budget airline. Okay, world best budget airline. Okay, world best budget airline. Hundreds of aircrafts. They are strategies. They are buying similar models in big numbers. Okay, fuel efficient, parts costs are, because common parts, servicing all quite easy, human resources very well focused. Yeah, so quite strategized. They don't have different aircrafts. They have mostly Airbuses. Yeah. So a very big fleet, and they have operational bases in Malaysia, Thailand, Thai Asia, say also in Indonesia. Yeah, in Asia, Indonesia also they have operational based, and the Malaysia also Asia. So several places. So this miracle anyway become a possibility. That's the point really I have to bring to you. Okay, when you strategize the businesses, people think differently. Yeah. So let me. So Asia, Malaysia, Thailand, Indonesia, Philippines. So even their airport terminal is quite big, bigger than our Katunayaka. So you can see the fleet numbers they have. It is many times bigger than Sri Lankan Airlines, but see, one person, yeah, did this. Yeah, one person did this. So they think about the customers, budget related to consumption and money. Their motto is now everyone can fly. So strategizing business is very important. This case is even if you have a plan for a, okay, if you have a plan for a business, so think about your potential customers, your consumers, and think about how you can support them with their consumption advantage. Yeah. So this Tony Fernandez, the owner of the Asia, he bought an existing almost bankrupt airline just for 1 ringgit, means 40 rupees. Okay, just for 1 rupee, just for 40 rupees. And then he built this airline empire. Okay, so see, again, his origin is, his parents are from Sri Lanka, Jaffna. Okay, so he bought this for 1 ringgit. Okay, and that airline, those days 40 million debts to the government. So he paid one ringgit, means 40 rupees, bought the airline, and he settled the debts, and now he's flying very high. He's a celebrity now. He's a celebrity. Okay, so when we talk about producing something, we have to think about the customers as well. Even we can give new ideas to customers. So this is, he created this market. He created this market. Yeah. So he influenced the consumers. Yeah. He changed the consumers' consumption philosophies. Yes. Even rich people are flying with this. And this has a world attraction now, this Asia airline. So he's working with big guys. So this is doing very well. And behind his mentor behind this business, let me put that. Okay, his mentor, his advisor. Do you think who is the advisor? Dr. Mahathir Mohamad, those days then Prime Minister of Malaysia. That's why they are very wise people. These politicians are extremely wise. They are true leaders. Now he's in 90s. Another celebrity figure. Yeah, because they think different. Yeah. So pioneering mind. So if no idea given by Dr. Mahathir Mohamad, then Prime Minister, he couldn't make this. Prime Minister asked him to buy existing airline and to improve it rather than starting from the beginning. So that is the business tip he received, and he followed it. And he has another mentor. Okay, mentor. So you also must have. Okay, he has another mentor for mentoring. Okay, he has another mentor. So let me put that as a slide here. Sir Richard Branson, he owns his own airline, Virgin Atlantic. He's a British, Sir Richard Branson. This is Tony Fernandez. See how simple. Sometimes they have this kind of deals. Yeah. So this is the Asia boss. This is the Virgin Atlantic boss. He's serving in Asia. He's serving the Asia boss. Your lives are simple. Okay. So don't take that serious. We have to have a happy life. So that is very important. Even learning these things to make you simple and happy. So that is very important. So have good philosophies. Don't be very serious. Okay? Don't be very serious. Yeah. So that is very important. So today subject moving in style, but anyway, this is not the deviations, but related to consumption. Business is related to customer, to fulfill the customer need, customer or the consumer. Yeah. So don't follow the consumer's trend. Instead, we should set the trend for the consumers, for their betterment. Then we can have very good, not only say business, but a very good socio-economic contribution to the society. That's right. So out of learning this subject, we are learning something very special knowledge for us to practice. Yes, very useful, very workable, pretty much philosophical. Okay, so if you have a very good knowledge about this, you can start a very good, no matter it's a simple business, you can start in style with a great pride. You can do something. Okay, still we talk about today the day one lesson. So we are talking about this word, behind the word, the philosophies, the things having behind this word consumption. Okay, and we have seen the people from Dhammika Pereira to Ananda Krishnan to this Tony Fernandez, Aisha. We have seen this. Okay, and we are seeing many examples, and now I'm going to share with you. Okay, one more story. One more story. One more story about consumption. Okay, one more story about consumption. So the lesson one may be over with this, but anyway, this can be a new lesson. Let me organize it afterwards. This picture, too much food, a wealthy family, affluent orange, food for a week, a poor family, even we can be poor, even I can be poor, don't worry, insufficient food, malnutrition high. So both situations are unfair. Okay. Again related to consumption. Again related to consumption. So both situations unsustainable. Later we will look into the true sense what sustainability and unsustainability means. So again this is related to consumption. Okay. So in the societies, the prosperity must be shared. Okay? Prosperity must be shared. Prosperity must be shared in the societies. Okay? Prosperity. What is this then? Another new word. Another word. Sharing. Many people, they don't know the value of sharing. Because for sharing, you need a good knowledge. without having that knowledge, you are not going to share prosperity. In Sinhala, we call prosperity Saubhagya. Even in Tamil, I think Saubhagyam may be. Yeah, so this is a very good word, this one. So the previous, this unsustainability, because this is the prosperity sharing issues. Prosperity sharing in the sense, not the poor receiving the things from rich. The system should be there, the system, because now it's a money-based, monetary-based society. The system, the tax system, subsidies, regulations, the ethics, laws, and all should be there to balance and to share the prosperity. And this is very important, this prosperity sharing. I think in the current president's manifesto, he mentioned about this. What he mentioned? The productive citizen. I'm not promoting any political party or anything, but you see the philosophy behind this. When the citizens are prosperous, are prospering, to prosper, they have to be productive. Productive citizens. Happy family. We can have a happy family when there is prosperity. Okay? When there is prosperity. For the prosperity, we have to have productive citizens. Productive doesn't mean making money. Productive doesn't mean making money. There can be productive citizens even making 0 cents. Understand? And disciplined society. Disciplined society. Disciplines, ethics. So discipline means, you can say, it is not about the things in Panchasilo, Horoburu Karanati. Disciplines means it has a wider scope. Even sharing comes under discipline. Sharing should be part of discipline. Okay? Even being human is discipline. Okay? And then we can have prosperous nation. Prosperous. 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 Then prosperous. Now we have a phosphorus nation, not prosperous. Because these are the issues. Now we can say this. Because when we receive this knowledge, when you feel about the consumerism and all, you know that there is an issue. It is not about living you and me. Okay? You and me cannot prosper alone. No such thing. Yeah. So we should understand this. Yeah. We should understand this. Jaitunga Tirna Bhuta. Huh? Can you understand? Menaka, okay. I hope all of you can understand. Yeah. So you all look silent. Yeah. So again, this is related to this consumption. Okay. And people gather wealth and all. Maybe some with the motive of consuming. So they have extra wealth. It is okay, you can share that. in many ways. One way is doing enterprises, being entrepreneurs, okay, investing. Then the society get the opportunities. Yeah, being wealthy is good. Yeah, you can contribute. That's why being wealthy, not to put in the banks, but sharing the prosperity. So you can find the ways. So don't wait till you being wealthy enough to share the prosperity. Start now sharing the prosperity. One day you will be a billionaire. Yeah. Because when you share the prosperity, potential for the prosperity, maybe in terms of knowledge, maybe in terms of skills, okay, maybe in terms of services, yes, even free services, sharing prosperity. Ramadhan is also sharing prosperity. Okay, so you are sharing for prosperity. Yeah, so that is very important. Actually, we can talk about this hours and hours, but we have to keep the things on track. Okay, we have to keep the things on track. Okay, so this is again all about the consumption we are talking. So I think we should feel very good. We should feel very good. And now I'm going to put a very simple, very basic things for you to look into. Okay? Things for you to look into. Yeah. Okay, before looking into this, now the corona pandemic, what made it? You can think. See more in a deeper way. How that affects the consumerism, the consumer mindsets, how that disturbs the earning or the spending power we call. Okay, so what happened to the connectivity between the money, wealth, and the consumption? See, Corona really weakened the link between consumption and money. In the first wave, even we have started farming and all. Even still now, you may not be buying vegetables. You may look into some the garden already grown. You have grown some veggies. So whatever maybe you are using uh, that kind of things in the garden now. You may not be going for shopping. You may be living with whatever available. Yes. See now, your movements are limited. Movements also related to consumers. Yeah, you have no, even people have money, but you are not spending. No avenues for spending. Yes. Example, no outings, cannot go for restaurants, no movies, no shopping centers. If you have money, it may be there somehow, but you are living with very basics. The money and the consumer. Yeah. So there is a little breakage of the link. The link is weakened up to very good levels. So that is one of the very good things happening. Even imports also went down, exports also went down. Yeah. See, again related to this. Yeah. I'm not talking about the import-export businesses, but this is related to consumption philosophies and its relation with the money. Okay, this one. Fashion, no more nowadays. Food, outings, electronic goods, internet, entertainments, gadgets, data, phone cards, supplements, of course. These are for ordinary people's ones. Wealthy people's different. Lunch in one city, dinner in another city, breakfast somewhere else. Yeah, spending night in another place. Maybe their mobility is very high. Okay, so there are different lifestyles maybe. So anyway, all are consuming. So instead of paying for something and you're purchasing something. So this consumerism or consumption-based society. So we have to understand this issue. Now, even this fast food and also this is truly this picture of this man. So this is something what even people getting shaped because of the ignorance or lack of understanding about consumption for life, okay, and living. That's why. So consumption we should understand. Same way production we should understand as well. Okay, same way we should understand the sustainable productions. Yeah, and the consumption also related with production, consumption and production. So it can be sustainable consumption and production, and also that can be sustainable consumption and sustainable production. But the word sustainability, we are yet to explore this. Okay, this word sustainability, we are yet to explore. So this is a very basic slide. Don't worry, because now you have this a kind of a view or a philosophy behind this consumption. Okay, philosophy behind this consumption. So there are, of course, you have to make this practical. Yeah. And today I have downloaded one book. I have downloaded one book. Let me look into that. I cannot find it now. Ah, yeah, this one. I will share the screen. So the art of living with little money. So I'm not going to share anything with you, but you can see this is related to consumption. Okay, this is related to consumption. So I'm not asking you to follow this. You have to have your own. It's okay to have a happy and comfortable life. Yeah. But sharing of prosperity, that is your social responsibility. Okay? So art of living with very little money means you are really breaking the linkages between money and the consumption. Okay? So this is a good book. You can get something, okay, save money, and yeah, you can see a lot of things here, because even people are writing books, because in the society knowledge of this seems very little, okay. This has a lot of downloads also. So here mention about hunting and fishing, so we are not encouraging you to go for hunting or fishing, eh? Yeah. So this is what this author on. This is 121 page book, okay. Even recipes are here, lot of recipes. So the reason is, yeah, one thing, yeah. So let me also share with you one more thing. Nowadays, for the corona issue, the immunity, okay, immunity. So when it comes to immunity, this is, we are talking about nutritional. Immunity. So how do you get the nutritional immunity? All, including rich and poor all. Okay. So you can feel that corona has no any special treatment for the wealthy or anything or to do with consumerism, nothing. Okay. Nutritional immunity. Everybody take kottamalli, no matter rich or poor. Sometimes we call paspangu. I don't know how to write this in English. Pangu. See. Sometimes get. So do you need money for this? No. Even Suadharani. Suadharani, one pack is 120 rupees. Anybody can afford. Afford means cheaper than a coconut. Okay, anyone can afford. See? Cheaper than a coconut. Coconut story later we will talk. Huh? So these are the things brings the immunity. Then the organic, greens and veggies, not in the market, your garden. Okay, see this one. So nutritional immunity. Then maybe good sunshine. Okay, good sunshine. Pure water. Pure water. Yeah. Then fresh fruit. Fresh fruit here food city apple fresh fruit. Fresh nutritious fruit. Those are not expensive. So now you can see even maybe sometimes the vitamin C. Vitamin C is quite cheap. Okay. So these are the things. And doing some exercise, being physically fit. How costly are these? How costly? This is nothing. Even jackfruit. Okay. Cos, polos. Yeah. Even ask not to take milk. So you are saving also to get boost the immunity. Yeah. So have a good sleep. See what's the issue. So being rich or poor, it doesn't matter to maintain immunity. Okay, so nutritional immunity. So no cost. And there can be opportunities. You can develop new food items. Okay. Tea also supports immunity. So I put this. So that's how. See, same like what AI Asia did. So they created a different mindset and created a different customer base. Same way, if you think of, okay, citizens as your customer base, you can develop something affordable, okay, and then it can be an innovation of food or whatever to support the immunity, so that the corona is not an issue. Okay, corona is not an issue. And now you see in Sri Lanka, we can see even in our houses, you are following only corona news, but you are lazy to prepare kottamalli or anything. So lazy to prepare any herbs to boost the immunity, but you are following the corona news. Daily, how many cases? How many deaths? Who got infected? Oh, this big guys also got infected. Yes, there are lessons. But you are following news only, but you are not taking the right actions. That's why the attitudes are matters. Attitudes are matters. Yeah. So see how many, because nowadays consumption, information is part of that. You are over consuming informations. Okay. Over consuming informations, and you need many brains. Actually, not the brains, many no brains you need. Yeah. So your brain utilized for no brain, non brainy things. And finally, you are obsessed with unnecessary attitudes, trends, and everything, and you lost your directions. Not only you, even me. Yeah. So this is a reminder for all, really. So consumption, don't think only the the data, information and data, terrible. Okay. Data. But of course, now in this IT world with lot of IoT technologies, it's beneficial. Yeah, it's beneficial. Now even we are using these technologies to share the knowledge and all. So informations generally here carry with some strong sensors, but you can see the useful informations we are sharing now as knowledge sharing, not to say informations, but ideas and all. Yeah. Still we are in this consumption mode. So before concluding, we have 8 minutes. So let me look into one technology story. Microchips. Microchips. Phones, electronic gadgets, all. Yeah. So you can see DRAM, 32 MB microchip. It's a very common product. The weight of course, microchip means, chip means it's small and micro means further smaller. Of course, it is 2 gram bar. Okay. Have you heard of 1.7 kg microchip? Can a microchip be 1.7 kilograms? Can or cannot. But in this industry, semiconductor manufacturing, resource consumption analysis, to produce this 2 gram 32 MB DRAM microchip, energy and material usage is 1.7 kilos, means 1700 grams of energy and material just to produce 2 gram. So imagine the resource consumption. But this is a wonderful technological piece, lot of applications. There are indirect consumption of those, fine, okay. But those countries, so-called the developed countries, not all, but in Asia, say China, Korea, Taiwan is the most leading in making microchips, Japan, Singapore also a bit. So they may be producing those. Okay. So in this 2 gram microchip, fuel usage equivalent to 1,600 grams, and chemicals equivalent, there are hundreds of chemicals, 72 grams. Usage of water and elemental gases, because they are using different gases as well. So these are deionized pure water. For this wafer fabrications, later you can learn this. So water for this 2 gram microchip making, they are using 32,000 grams for making 2 grams to process this wafer fabrication stage. And the gases they are using equivalent to 700 grams. If you count this to 1.7, this is over 33 kg to make 2 grams, 32,000 grams to make 2 grams. So that's why the reduce, reuse, recycling and all, those are very important for what? Sustainable production. So that is one of the aspects. So sustainable or the cleaner production. Okay. So the word sustainability, we have not touched it. Even philosophies behind production, we have not touched it, even though we do productions and all. So the scale of environment impacts associated with the manufacture of microchip. So this can be analyzed by using material and energy inputs in the production chain. So there in the analysis it mentioned water, deionized water 32,000 grams, elemental gases 700 grams, fuel equivalent to 1,600 grams, and chemicals equivalent to 76 grams together. Okay, many thousands of grams of energy and material just produce 2 grams. 2 gram mass of microchip. Of course it is useful, but those are the technologies having. That's why now from the nanotechnology is coming. Of course, with this semiconductor industries, nanotechnologies are around for years. And now they are going for nano to pico technologies, means scales. Nano means 10 to the power minus 6. Microns. No. Micron minus 6, nano minus 9, pico minus 12. Okay. So milli is minus 3. Micro minus 6, nano minus 9, pico. Technologies maybe. That is minus 12. So that is 1,000th of a nano. So even people are going for that kind of technologies. Simply the reason is to minimize the resource consumption. Okay. And also to minimize the usage of harmful substances. In earlier manufacturing of maybe those days the solid state products, so they use mercury, lead, like the toxic and the dangerous substances. Now those are minimized to the fullest. So this is a good sense of the importance, the responsibility within you when it comes to the practicing of sustainable production. So as nations, we are exporting highest quality quartz to manufacture semiconductors. So our quartz means silica, the purest, highest quality is with us, but we just send silica powder. So making silica powder is a value addition for Sri Lanka, but this is a raw material for the semiconductor industry. So for them, it's a raw material. So again, exporting raw material from our side without value additions, because grinding to powders is not a big value addition. So we should start producing something out from this. Even earlier we used to export rubber, but now we are using rubber here to the fullest for manufacturing and exports. That's how we are improving the sustainability aspects in production. Yeah. Tea, nowadays we blend and export the big brands we can see. Rubber, we produce goods and export. Goods means the high performance goods like solid tires, very good tires, pneumatic and whatever. So you can see now we are exporting the finished goods of rubber. Earlier we export rubber as raw material. Rubber sahal gives those days. I think you were not those days. I think this is not a memory for your side, but in our case we heard about this. So exchanging rice for rubber instead of producing or value adding for rubber. So that's how. So when it comes to sustainable production, there are so many aspects, but I just put this one to show the technical aspects associated with this subject. Otherwise, you think that if I didn't put this semiconductor example, you think that sustainable consumption is just a banal thing. So later we will go for analysis as well. So we will learn about the value chains, a lot of things to do. Puta, it's exactly 10:2 now. So let me stop the class and thank you very much for being with the class from the beginning. So here, so we will make this spending time worth of time, okay? Worth of time. So that's also have a good and happy life. So we learn a lot of stories today. Spending policies, about SteveJobs, the Asia stories, about this different people, those who are setting the trends, but we are following the trends on trendsetters. So philosophies behind consumptions. So consumption is something quite serious. So we learn everything, and this happened to be the first session today, day 1. And this is just a lesson 1 about consumption. So think about this, and I feel this knowledge should be useful and also can be feasible, means workable in your organizations, in your production lines, during your consumptions, even in your businesses, and even strategizing businesses, how to think about the customers, how to develop a good customer breeds. Yes, so those are important, all related to consumption. So you can be very innovative if you know the philosophy of consumption, and you can be a very good marketeer. You can be marketing as expert if you have the philosophies of consumption, because you will apply very good psychologies and good ethics and qualitative approaches for your marketing promotions and to introduce new services and products. So we are using this subject as an opportunity for us to move forward. So thank you very much, Putala. That's all. Before winding up, any comments, anything? Yes. Another giver. Yes. How do you feel? Menaka, okay for the class?
Yes. Okay.
Okay. Mechatronics group, Putala, okay? Yeah, I believe we got something. So,
Thank you.
yeah, thank you, Butaladin. So take care, all of you. So see you next week. Don't worry about the exams. Yes, I will assure you will get fullest marks. Today, no time to talk about the themes of the exam questions we are going to have in this time, the coming weeks. So if I share the themes, yeah, that is okay. Even you can share with your seniors, that is okay. So, but today we didn't have to touch the themes, because the exploring themes means we feel the depth of this. So we both are technical, but we feel good talking in this way about the non-technical things. Yeah. So that's the strength of technology, you know. So technologists don't think it is only about the steel, electricity, or magnetism, or motors, or controls. We are more than that, technologists. Yeah. So be wise. Even I'm from the technology stream, because that is manufacturing technology. But we can share this knowledge in world-class levels. So we have to have that wisdom and exposure. So I will assure that, and I'm very sure that you will get this maturity bump even before finishing this module. So we need to have that maturity. We have to see this within you. So we have to feel that you are different, not the trend followers. That's all, Futa. Thank you very much. So I'm going to end the class today. So thanks for being with us, and hopefully see you all next Sunday at the same time. So I will share the video afterward. Maybe tonight I will post it. Thank you very much, Putala. Take care, all of you. Bye then.
Thank you.
You see.
Okay, Puta, bye then.